Hi, I'm Tricia from Club Scrap and welcome to the show. Yeah, well, this would be the part where I tell you what we're going to do today, except I got nothing. I mean, I'm just out of ideas. I don't know what to do. Oh, Michael, hi.
What's the matter, kid?
I just don't have any ideas today. I'm out.
Come on, no ideas?
Nothing.
Well, I got an idea for you.
You do?
I got 52 ideas for you.
That's right, the Club Scrap Idea Deck. This is a deck of 52 fabulous scrapbook page ideas, complete with instructions, diagrams, everything you need. Oh, Michael, you saved the day.
Pick a card, any card.
All right, so whatever I pick, no joke, that's what we're gonna do today.
That's the truth.
I have no idea what we're gonna pick. All right, I'll close my eyes. And
that's the one?
This is the one.
Okay, am I done?
That's all.
All right.
Thank you so much, Michael. All right, this is called, ooh, I like this one. This is called the 4/8 formula. So right here I can see a sketch of the layout we're going to make together, the gather list of all the papers that I need. And in addition, I need a trimmer, I need a ruler, I need some adhesive, and some paper. That's about it. So I'll be right back. All right, so I've gathered up a couple of Club Scrap collections. That's kind of what's nice about it is if you have collections to work with, you can't go wrong with mixing and matching your papers. I've got the Body and Soul collection, a couple of embellishments and some brads and such. I have the Haberdashery kit. This one's really masculine and it's got some great jewel tone colors. And then on the brighter side of life, I've got the Avant Garde kit. So between these three and the 4/8 formula that we picked, I think we're going to be able to figure this out. All right, so back to the idea deck. Right here I've got my card and I can see the layout that we're going to make. And then I can see a skill level, and isn't it just my luck? I picked a 3-star, and we've got 1, 2, and 3-star page levels in the deck. So this is the King of Spades here. And our gather list calls for a 12 by 12, 4 8.5 by 11s, and 2 12 by 12s for the base. So I think because I got a nice big stack of this Haberdashery paper here, that's what I'm going to use for the layout. And maybe take, what about this nice gray color? I love this Haberdashery paper. It has a nice ridged texture. It's really pretty. So those will be the base of my page. And then I need a 12 by 12 paper A. And maybe paper A is going to be quite a bit in the foreground, so I'll just choose something with a little bit more decorative element on it, and that should be fine. I need 8.5 by 11 paper B, and that takes kind of a backstage role, so I'll go with a nice neutral plain sheet right here. All right, then paper C, look, oh, that one's kind of prominent, so I'll pick a nice print here. Paper D, I need another 8.5 by 11. It's kind of 8.5 by 11 happy if you ask me, but that's all right. I've got another print here to go with. 8.5 by 11 paper E, great. All right, one more color. I'm gonna go with this gray plain I happen to have on hand. And then I got my base selected. All right, everything in the gather list is in front of me. So I'm gonna set this aside, and all I need now is my trimmer. Now I'm gonna be using a 12-inch Tonic guillotine trimmer, and this, I honestly just don't leave home without it. No matter how big it is, this is what I bring with me. All right, so let's turn the card over. That first sketch looks a little bit intimidating, but I do know this, that we very carefully write these instructions so you can follow along relatively easily. We'll do this together and cut the papers accordingly. We're going to trim paper A, which was this 12 by 12 green print that I'd selected. And it says trim at 11, 9, and 5. So here we go, 3 cuts. When I teach this in a class, it's really fun to hear like 40 trimmers doing it all at the same time. All right, trim the 5 by 12 horizontally at 7 inches. Now here's another thing that we do. This is the paper that still remains in the trimmer, so I'm not gonna have you take any of the other papers here. Just simply take the paper that's in the trimmer, which is 5 by 12. We're turning it horizontally, and we're gonna cut it at 7 inches. So let's go ahead and do that. And then it says cut the 5 by 7 vertically at 3.5 inches. And the 5 by 7 is the one that's in the trimmer right now. Vertically at 3.5. too bad. And then I think I'm done with this one. Then it says trim the 5 by 5 at 3 inches. All right, so this is 5 by 5. Cut it at 3. Set that aside. Cut the 4 by 12 horizontally at 6 inches. Now this is cool because what happens here is we have 2 4 by 6 pieces, and those are going to be great photo mats. Trim the 2 by 12 horizontally at 8. We keep going and going here. All right. Cut the 1 by 12 horizontally at 8.5. Okay, this is our last hurrah. Paper A is now complete, and if you're more of a visual person, you can also see that diagram all drawn out for you, and the X's on the diagram implied that those pieces of paper won't be used in the actual layout. Okay, now I got all my papers in order, and I think I'm ready to assemble. Now I flip my card over and I'm looking at the diagram again. I'm finished cutting all the papers, and now it's just a matter of assembly. Okay, so we've got, let's see, paper C. It looks like it's a foundational piece, and sometimes it's just important to start with the bottom of the layout, and you can see how it's all layered. All right, so I'm going to start with C. It looks like the large piece goes, oh shoot. I got my, well, wait a minute, I got another one. I'm going to, just bear with me here a second. This lovely paper will go right here. I'm just going to swap that out. Oh, turn that over. Ah, there we go. We got what we need. And this, what we call split and continuation, because the paper is split in half and continued on the other side of the layout. And then the other paper D, which was this trimmed piece, will then go on this side of the layout. And that should look really nice. Now we have a foundational pieces here. It looks like I need another paper A right about here. So it's like a tall wide and a tall narrow. And I think that's going to be this. It's like fixing a puzzle. Makes it so much easier. Oh, other way around. Working upside down too. New layout, do it upside down. Okay, so we get this whole split and continuation thing going on. All right, then there's another A piece. Looks like it's going to be this. Goes right down over here. Now, if this pattern is feeling a little busy to you, like it is to me, what you can do is just flip it over. That's why paper has 2 sides. And I have another pair of A pieces. I can see them right here. This one, it's matted with a B. And over here, this one is matted with the B, and the B was that dark blue color. So let's see how this works. Check that out. This goes this way. And I'll place it right here. And then I take this piece, and I'll place that right. I'm feeling like this needs to be vertical, so I'm just going to swap these out. There we go. Okay. Next, now a little strip of A right here with a B photo mat underneath it. So A is the green. It's going to fit right in there. Ooh. Ooh, I'm seeing a little piece of 8.5 by 11 paper that's supposed to be in there. That was E, and I see I chose gray, and that's not going to work. So hold please. I'm going to grab another piece of paper. I think maybe we'll go with, we're going to go with eggplant. I'm going to slide this under here where it belongs. Oh, this is cool. Okay, this is neat. I can see now why it uses so many 8s, but I like how it just cases everything in. Okay. Now, that other B photo mat is going to go here. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. All right, let's see what we got left here. I think I've got everything. Got a couple of little scraps. Just these 4 little pieces. That's not bad for a day's work. And I'm looking at this and I'm liking this, but I did choose to use the plain side. I'm just going to see what this looks like if I reassemble with the printed side of this up. Oh, yeah, I'm liking the balance we got going on here. Sweet. Okay. Now, I'm liking this. This is nice. Okay, coming together. And you're probably asking yourself, yeah, but there aren't any pictures on the page. So I did bring a couple of pictures. Again, not really knowing what we were going to do today, I just brought some photos, and I think we should play a little bit with some earth tone pictures. And I've got a couple. Okay, how does this work? Now, how do we get this to the finish line? One thing we can do is leave the layout just as it is. And we've got 2 horizontal photo mat spots and 2 vertical. And I know sometimes we get that horizontalitis problem and every picture we have is horizontal, so you can definitely rotate things around. Like I could literally take this page and just rotate it for a totally different funky look, and I can just keep going with that, and that is the fun part and the flexibility of this. So what you can do is just design a whole bunch of these pre-done layouts, and then when you get your photos back, you can lay them in place. And so let's just try that. That might be a nice one for the split here. Got the kids on the stairs. That's nice. Now I have more pictures, and don't limit yourself. The number of the photos that have mats is one thing, but you can continue to add more photos in different locations depending on how many you happen to have from a single event. So it really doesn't matter. You make the call. This is just designed to help get you started like it did for me today. Okay, I want to show you one thing that can happen. I said that these are like recipes that you can follow, and I don't know about you, but when I get a recipe, the first time I make it, I usually make it exactly the way the book says. And once I've tasted it, I get a little bit more confident about what I'm looking for, and I might add, well, in my case, usually cheese, because I love cheese. So let's just take a look at another recipe that I did make earlier from the idea deck, and using, once again, the Haberdashery kit. And so this one's called the 5x7 Photo Mats formula. This is the queen of clubs. And you can see here, love the page. It's a lot of fun. It's got these blocked areas, and just, I've, of course, gone ahead and added some coordinating embellishments. And I just want you to understand, you don't have to be afraid of having your books look all the same if you should use these 52 formulas only, because check this out. This is the same formula, and I've added the cheese. I mean, I've just doctored it up a little bit, changed the colors, I've rotated things around, moved stuff around, and the beauty of this is that this looks absolutely nothing like the one you just saw, but the inspiration source was exactly the same. Now, one of the things that we found happening is that you can have the tendency to just collect stuff, and it just piles up, and you spend all your time reorganizing it, finding new ways to store it, and you don't use it. The beauty of all this is that you end up using your papers, but it only works if you go from the point where you have the page without any pictures to actually finishing them and putting them into albums. So we decided to challenge our members to get their ALSB layouts finished. So we formed a mock league, so to speak, called the PSL, or the Pro Scrapbookers League, and we started it right after the NFL season was over, after the Super Bowl. And we had several hundred participants join us, and we divided everybody into 10 teams. We had challenges every week, and in a 3-month period of time, we completed more, get this, more than 30,000 pages. That's pretty awesome. That's a lot of memories that have been saved because we've been able to make it simple. All right, so I guess what I have to say to you is, if you're ever at a loss for ideas, all you gotta do is one thing: pick a card, any card. I'll see you next time.
For step-by-step instructions on how to create this week's project, download the design guide featuring special make-it-your-own bonus tips.